what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you so much for stopping by Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below and leave me a comment. Let me know if there's anything that you want us to talk about. So we have talked about, protecting our energy, respecting our value. What other concepts have I gone over? New seasons, bossing up, leveling up, potential realities. Now, let's talk about the downfalls. Now, how hard you fall all depends on how big you've gotten before you stumbled because you weren't paying attention. When we don't pay attention, we fall. Why do we fall? Because somehow, somewhere, we were caught slipping and we were knocked down. So we need to talk about how we're able to press and push through. Now, I know these times may be hard. In your head, you're probably looking at me and looking at this video and being like, this girl got this nerve. Yes, I do. I have lots of it. All going through my veins because I made it through my tests and tribulations. Now, I understand we're not going to have like the same issues. We can have something similar, but we're not going to have the same. However, we still have the same constant, and that is having to get up, dust ourselves off, and understand that this too shall pass. Every pastor in America, TD Jakes included, has said this. And I understand folks be like, look, it's real easy for you to say that, bro. You up there. Go home to your wife, this big house. You ain't got to touch the kitchen. You got to think about the kitchen. You know what time you gonna eat. The chef know what time you gonna eat. You just got to sit down and say, praise the Lord. Let me say the grace. Well, that's what I need right now. I need some grace. Well, I'm here. So let's talk about how pretty much we need to press and push through. This is also known as perseverance. For the ones that can biblically make this parallel, absolutely. And for the ones that can't, I'm going to be able to help connect it for you. I've been working on this video out of all videos just as long as I was working on my level up and my boss up video. So it's definitely... they're both transparent to one another to be parallel. So regardless if you're more of a person that's on the Ebonics tip and you can understand what I'm saying, then that's the video for you. But for the ones out there that are more on the lines of I don't leave my house because it's a pandemic all the time, then this will be the biblical version. I try my best to put it for you. So I definitely see, I understand, like, it hurts. It's like, where do you go from here? How do you get up from here? What are the first steps from getting from here? And you took the first step. Perseverance helps build character and hope. Remember what you just said. Where do I go from here? How do I go from here? What resources can I use to be able to get out of this situation? Well, first step. Your first step was you hoping and saying, well, how can I? That's hope. Where can I? That's hope. You're already putting it out there that you want to get out of it. You want to get out of it. You want to get over it. You want to get through it. You want to get past it. You want to shimmy through it. You want to tuck and roll, cartwheel, however it is that you get away or get out of that situation, being able to get past it, persevere through it, push through it, press through it. That's the first step. You got to have hope that beyond you thinking that you can't survive it, there's buoyancy in everything. You feel me? Like, understand, someone push you into the deep end. Oh yeah, I'm gonna freak out. I'm going to die immediately in my head. But you have to remember that as long as you have breath in your body, you're going to be able to float, but you just got to relax. You got to relax and you have to trust the process because your life has already been written. Anything that you're feeling right now can be from your own stupid decisions, Or it can just be from the fact of, you know what, life is just going to hit you one way or another. It's cool. Every day has its trials and tribulations. Tomorrow, there will be a resolution. And the first one is hoping that you can get past and through. And you can. Hope, I'm trying to tell you, hope is like water. You have to drink it. It is essential, because otherwise you will look like what you go through. Facts. Like, you will literally look like what you go through. Have you ever seen someone who drinks nonstop? You never seen them take a sip of water. Mind you, they don't get a full 8 hours of sleep. Hell, they don't eat all day. They may only eat one meal a day. And if you notice how they look when you first met them to like how they look when they just continue to keep drinking, you'll be amazed. You don't think that's true? Look at the beginning pictures of presidents when they first went into office, like Obama. Oh my goodness, Obama. But then when he got out, he was salt and pepper all in through. Now, I'm not saying that could lead to drinking, but he did smoke cigarettes, y'all. So I don't think it slip and slide across his desk not too many times. He took a sip of scotch every now and then. I would. You're trying to sit here and protect and govern the world. I sure enough would. A whole fifth and then some. But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. For $100,000 a year, yeah, pass me the whole bottle. That's just me. I said I was going to keep this biblical. But the hope, let me get back to what I was saying. The hope of seeing this to there having some type of different route for you to get off this expressway of what you feeling like you can't, be strong enough to go through and have this long drive for. Hope is the first exit. It's like, yo, like, I surrender. Like, okay, I may have messed up, but that's cool. Like, but there has to be a way out of this. There has to be a different way of thinking. And in order for you to relate and be able to help within your purpose, you have to be relatable. You can't talk about what you haven't been through. So understand the value that's on you and your perseverance. Like, it's a lifeline. Like, you have to have hope and character. Those two come from perseverance. You can't have one without the other. You can try, but it's not corner. I don't see that working. Secondly, you have to understand that just because you feel like you failed does not mean that that's what it is. You got to understand. Some people may sit here and say, oh, well, I missed that train. No, boo. Or some people may say, oh, well, I was a late bloomer. No, boo. Well, you know what? I wasn't there for that. No, boo. You just late. I'd rather be late than never showed up. So you have to understand when it comes to you looking at things that were not successful for you, you have to change the verbiage of that. Instead of you saying failures, you have to understand, like, you will have processes that do not succeed. But that does not mean that you're a failure. Just means that way did not work. And so now you have to go back and you got to think there's more than one way to kill a cat. I don't mean no harm. Peter, do not come after me. But I mean what I say. There's more than one way to get to the finish line. When I was growing up, right, I had this game console. And I think everyone and anyone knows the game Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So with every stage, he had two ways of getting all his rings, but he still came to the same finish line. As long as he had his eyes out, he didn't hit the box where he got the fast shoes and he lived life too fast and he used all his lives. He collected all of his rings and he was able to get extended lives. It's fine for you to go through those rainstorms, but you go through those rainstorms just as quick as you leave up out of them. But they are to teach you how to have hope. You feel me? Think about it. Does it rain every day? No, don't answer that geographically, but come on. It was just looking like it was going to thunder in my other video, and now it's not. You feel me? Like, a pinch is temporary. It's all about how you look at it and you take it in. If you're at a point where, it just seems like you feel like a failure, you need to go back to the stage of self-care first and understand, like, you need to love on yourself. We all fall and stumble, but we get up. Why you think they make Band-Aids for? Why you think they make peroxide for? Girl, child, look, queen, king, bruh, sis, look. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And let me tell you something. When we fall into the idea that we come across to be failures or we failed, it's because of distractions. That breeds self-hate. What are you doing? Don't do that. Distractions are just mere disguise attractions. Distractions. Get it? Like, distractions have the intent of throwing you off. I'm going to tell you from experience, distractions come in the form of the things that I think I'm missing. So if I can pay my bills, take care of my pet children, go out, hang out with my friends, chill, relax, have game night, take care of my nieces and nephews, sound like a grown-ass man and woman to me. You come into that place where you may feel like you can handle what takes two people in a household to do, but you sacrifice or you let something take the back seat. That thing that you allow to take the back seat is what's going to come in the form of a distraction. And you have to understand, once you plug in and you seat buckle in what it is that you refocus yourself to pay attention to, that distraction of what you think you're lacking is going to come in a form of a distraction to make you take your eyes off the prize. And that's how you get your perseverance. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not selling you nothing short of ice cream, honey. I'm telling you what I know. And so when that happens, that's when we fall into this place of, I messed up. How can I get out of this? I feel like a failure. I've been knocked down. And depending on how far I fall, I feel like it's going to take me forever to get back up. Like, I didn't plan this for me. You feel me? Like, I get it, but you got to think like David, boo. You got to think like David. Like, regardless of how he came up, it didn't bother his purpose. Sometimes, let me tell you, I come from a suburban upbringing, and I've had more time to myself in life than what I did with who I grew up with. So my environment changed very quickly. In my shoes, from my perspective, it changed very quickly. And as time went on, life didn't so much show me as far as like I made wrong decisions, but life taught me from a distance that you can be from any and everywhere. You can be so well-rounded. You can adapt to any community. You can be bilingual, trilingual, quadlingual, whatever the fuck it is. But your purpose is always going to be rooted in what's genuine or authentic to you. So don't think just because your tree was chopped down right now, you're going to die and this is going to be over. You still got your roots. You still got your roots. So you're going to grow and regenerate again. But don't let your upbringing be an excuse. And then speaking of excuses, if you can get through your last storm, your last season, your last chapter, you can get through your last battle, your last war, you can get through all of that to get right here. What's your excuse? I need an explanation. What is your excuse? There should not be an excuse. If you made it through what you've been through before, if you made it past your last chapter, and you're here and you're worrying about something new now, you're in a new season. You better go click on that video. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I don't want to hear no excuses. You're elevating. Ain't no excuses. We got nothing but guts and Nikes over here. Don't play. Do not play with me. Don't let what you've been through bother you. Don't give yourself any excuses. Don't. And last but not least, you don't ever let someone else's journey distract you from what you got going on. What they got going on is not going to pay your bills. It's not going to pay your children's way through school. It's definitely not going to make your legs rub together at night. So I'm going to need for you to get it together. At the end of the day, you've been knocked down. Great. How old are you? How many times have you fallen off a bike? How many times have you been pushed down? How many times have you been in fights? How many times have someone said something to hurt your feelings? But guess what? You are where you're at. So if you're strong enough to go through all that, and if all that motivated you to be who you are, I don't want to hear no excuses. I need explanations. Only the strongest survive. You feel me? It's not the person who runs the fastest. It's the strongest who survives. We all know we just got to run faster than the slowest person. That's it. But only the strongest survive. And if you're in your own lane and you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, you got to understand these are all things. If you want to talk on a business tip with me, if you go over to my Patreon channel, we talk about business stuff all the time. Okay, it's worth it. Get your ass over there. But if you wanna be honest with me, and if you want me to be honest with you, let me tell you what all these no's are doing to your business. Let me tell you what all these no's are doing to your character. Let me tell you what all this negativity that's making you feel like you're so drained. You're such an empath this week. And so you feel like everything is just subtracting you. Let me tell you something. In the reference to business, this is nothing but tactical planning in the making. This industry said no to you and closed the door. All right. I don't care where you live, but just as where there is a dwelling that has one entrance and one exit, there's always others out there that has two or more. So regardless if you got to get in through the back door or window, you better go back to the drawing board. You better figure it out. Because no one's going to do it for you. You want to talk on a personal tip? When it comes down to perseverance, look, I'm going to go through my storm. I got an umbrella. I'm cool. But guess what? When I get to where I need to be, you going to be there holding me a towel. Or you going to be handing me a warm towel. Or you going to be giving me a cup of water. I'm going to need to know. Now, I made it to the finish line. I'd be damn if I need some damn water. If I've been through a rainstorm, give me that towel. Those are the type of people that need to be at your finish line if you finish with anyone at all. If you finish by yourself, that's more for you. But don't be greedy. But if you push through and you see at the end that you make it, regardless if you have people or not, you just got to make sure that you give the universe the glory. Because again, you're not no lima bean that started in a wet paper napkin. So respect your foundation, respect your roots, and they'll come back and they'll take care of you. Okay? So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Send me some type of tea talk love from a distance. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. And I will definitely talk to y'all later. Bye.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle, so 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on a brisk. A tall glass of liquor, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young Coke, then if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. A man slapping 20s, lobster tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne, Drake and going in.